Men, women are the Nithartet, and they predate male or masculine. Mask, you're lying. Many confuse this mitochondria DNA with the mitochondrion of each cell, which is the gene that produces nearly all the energy to keep the cell alive, or the powerhouse of the cell. The mitochondrial DNA is actually contained within the mitochondria of each cell. And as for the X and Y chromosome, scientists now know the male or Y chromosome in the sperm, the semen, has 2.8% less genetic material than the X chromosome in the same sperm specimen. They actually sifted sperm, and it produced samples in which 85% of the cells had an X chromosome. In fact, the X chromosome is 5 times larger than the Y chromosome, which means the feminine existed for generations without masculine. Females existed before she created males. To create the Y chromosome out of an X chromosome, you lose one of your stems. The X chromosome becomes Y chromosome. So in fact, Y chromosome is defected. X chromosome, which is Y masculine, has the same components on his body that the feminine does. For example, the breast and nipples. However, masculine's doesn't work. They cannot breastfeed. Masculine is a genetic defect. Feminine, she is complete, as the number 9 is the highest, or birth in 9 months. Femi-9. And this is how they proved mother was before father, or female before male. Feminine before masculine. They studied 197 pregnant feminine, or women, and they donated their offspring's placentas. The placenta is the easiest way to get large samples of body tissue. The biologists selected feminine from around the world and of all races. After the babies were born, the placentas were gathered and frozen. These tissues were then ground in a souped-up Waring blender, spun in a centrifuge mixed with a cell-breaking detergent. It was dyed with fluorescent and spun in a centrifuge again. The result was a clear liquid containing pure DNA. This was the DNA in the nucleus of the baby cells. The word mitochondria, DNA, is from mitos, means to wrap, thread, and chondrion is diminutive of chondros, meaning grain or granule. The feminine is deity. She grows, each being's masculine in her body, in her womb. So Nuwapians, without a masculine, she, feminine, can and did bring forth a child. This all takes place within the Bartholian gland of the feminine, which is located on either side of the vaginal orifice, that secretes a lubricating mucus and are equivalent to the bulbourethral gland. In the masculine, which is located below the prostate, and it discharges a component of seminal fluid into the urethra. The prostate secretes a thin, milky fluid with a characteristic odor. This fluid constitutes the greater part of the semen that is deposited into the feminine's vagina, and that contains the spermatozoa. So in actual fact, a feminine is capable of reproducing seminal fluids on her own internally, without the help of the masculine sperm. Yet not the other way around. Being masculine has no womb to carry and execute the process. Grandmother, mother, daughter, sister, wife, and so on are all a sleeping deity who gave up her powers to masculine, who are destroying the world, starting with the destruction of minds. Now masculine, he disrespects, mistreats his own creator, the feminine, and she even abuses herself by becoming a sex object, a worker, not a thinker, a baby maker, a house cleaner, food cooker, slave to her own creation.